This is our test 1. For the test 1 is to measure the value of the stator resistance of 3-phase induction motor. This is our circuit for the test 1. And from the test 1 is to measure for the 10 second of the value of the IDC and the VDC. And this is when we run it for 10 seconds. We get that our IDC and V is IDC is 1.779, and for the VDC we get 5. And from the value is we have to calculate of the stator resistance R1. And then we can see in the calculations. This is our test 2. For the test 2 is to measure the value of the total impedance ZLR, lock rotor resistance, RLR, lock rotor reactance, XLR, with respect to the stator of 3-phase induction motor. This is my circuits. For the circuits, we have to set the Vmax from 1 to 5 volt and run the circuits for 10 seconds. This is when we want to run 1 volt of the Vmax. Apply, no key, and then we run for 10 seconds. And this is our value of 1 volt. And then we have to, and then I repeat the same pattern, which is I just change this value to 2 and then I run for 10 seconds. This is my value. And from the value, we have to calculate the value of equivalent resistance REQ, and then calculate R2 by using the value of the R1 calculate in DC test. Then, lastly, we have to calculate the value of equivalent reactance XEQ, assume X1 equal to X2, and calculate the value of X1, X2. And you can refer in my calculations.
So for the test 3, we're gonna do the no-load test of 3-phase induction motor, which is to measure the value of the magnetization reactance XM, the stator copper losses, and the rotational losses of the motor. So we're gonna develop a simulation model of 3-phase induction model, and then we're gonna set the frequency to 50 Hz and set the Vmax to 220 voltage, and then we're gonna run the model. Then we get the value of V phase, I phase, and power. And then after that, we're gonna calculate manually the value of total resistance, the value of stator copper losses, and rotational losses of the motor. So we're gonna move to the test 4, which is we're gonna simulating the torque speed characteristic of 3-phase induction motor, and then we're gonna set the constant value of 400 times square root 2 over square root 3. Then we're gonna add the ramp block and step block. Then we add the XY graph to get the result of the characteristic. So after that, we run it and we got the voltage current and power value. So you're gonna see the result of the graph. As you can see, we have the top speed characteristic graph, which is the peak is in the 960 something. So after that, we gonna get the maximum of slip and maximum of torque on the graph. Then we gonna calculate it manually. So same goes to the efficiency. We're gonna calculate it manually.